talking about what your few weeks has been like. New doors. See, I'd been looking at some other ministers, because of they're friends of mine and stuff, and it seems like this little group, all these doors open over here, and I'm human, and I said, well, Lord, nobody asked me to go through those doors. Am I the only one sometimes that thinks everybody else is getting to go and you're not? And there was a lady at a women's meeting that has known me for years, and she says, Denise, God says new doors. The doors he's taking you through isn't going to be like everybody else's. And I said, I got goosebumps. I said, hallelujah. Sometimes we're looking for something everybody else has. But God says, I'm setting you aside. I'm setting you on a different path because I've got something else for you. I've got other people for you to reach. You don't need the following. They need to follow me. So that's where sometimes we got to get our mindset. It isn't where we're going, it's where he's going. And it's where he's taking us to go. And I don't want to take tons of time, but I'm telling you, when you walk in, and I don't know about the rest of it, but if you're going to minister, and you walk in and somebody says something, you say, well, that's a confirmation. Well, that's a confirmation. And that's a confirmation. So see, that's what he'll do. He will give you confirmations. Yes, it's the word I gave you. Yes, this is the people I want you to bring it to. And he tells you all of these things. So I'm going to go back just a little bit, and I'm going to tell you where my weeks, if that's okay. And that's a confirmation. I've had a friend for about 24 years. And she has taken a job in Phoenix, Arizona. And he tells you all of these things. And she had an interview on a Thursday, and we were supposed to go some Saturday. And she said, I can't go with you because I had this job interview. And they want me to come and meet me in person to possibly hire me. And I thought, oh man, this is great, She didn't tell me it was in Phoenix, Arizona. And she'd been my shopping buddy, my lunch buddy. You know where I'm going with this, God is taking her somewhere else. And my other best friend, God called her to glory. And she said, you're going to be okay. And I said, but you have something to look forward to. You don't know what it feels like to always be left behind. Because at times that's how we feel. It's like, Lord, I don't understand. I always feel like I'm the one left behind. And they have all these new adventures. So at the same time, new doors came transitions. You're transitioning. See, when you go from glory to glory, you have to transition. Come on. So then I started getting excited. Lord, where are we going? It isn't where I'm going. Where are we going? Amen. Where are we going? What's our next step? So I get a text message from a lady in Ozark. And she said, next time you're down this way, well, hello, I live in Poto. I don't go through Ozark every day. She said, would you come by and see me? And I said, sure, I will. And she said, I just want to talk to somebody that won't judge me. 2 days later, I was at her house. I'm your girl. I've known her for 20 years. And she said, I need to go back a little bit. And she began, even at her childhood, telling me about all of her hurts. The church hurts, the words that had hurt, things she had been holding on to. But she said, Denise, I want to make sure I'm ready to go. I don't want to hold on to this stuff. I want to make sure I'm ready to go. And as 7 days later, she's at the Ozark Hospital. Then she went to Mercy Hospital, and then she went home. She went back to Ozark. She went back to Mercy. Easter Sunday, and I'm telling you this because it was Sundays. Easter Sunday, I was driving to church, and the Lord said, at this time she was at Mercy in Fort Smith. He said, take her communion. So after church, I went to her, and I said, I brought you something today. And she said, what'd you bring?